What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to see more content like this. What have we got today? I want to talk about Emily Blunt because she is my hero. I think she's an absolute legend. She's a legend in Hollywood because she doesn't take any shit and she doesn't take roles for the sake of sake and for the what? She doesn't take roles just for the sake of taking roles, and she doesn't kiss ass like certain people do just to get a role. She's been in the news fairly recently. This was last year in December when this news broke. However, I think it's time for me to do a video about it. Emily Blunt claims that she was told to stop being such a pussy by Tom Cruise. The word pussy blanked out there because the people at this magazine are too much of a pussy to actually say pussy. She was told to stop being a pussy by Tom Cruise during a teary moment when she was filming the sci-fi hit Edge of Tomorrow, which is one of the greatest sci-fi movies you've ever seen. And if it's one of the greatest sci-fi movies that you've never seen, you should go and watch it immediately. It goes on to say, she's revealed that she was told to stop being such a pussy by co-star Tom Cruise while they filmed the 2014 blockbuster. The actress admitted to getting emotional during a grueling effort of working in the heavy robotic costume which injured her ribs due to its build. But as she got teary over the weight, the star admitted that her famous co-star didn't know what to do. So he simply offered the harsh words of encouragement. Get up, you tit! Get off the floor and stop crying. That's what I would say. Come on, Emily, you're a legend. Get off the floor. She and Tom portray warriors who are caught in a time loop and tasked with saving Earth and the human species in the science fiction film. Go and watch it. I swear to God, it's one of the best sci-fi movies I've ever seen. It just makes no sense, but when does time travel ever make sense? It's not really time travel. It's like Groundhog Day. Every time he gets killed, it resets. It goes over and over and over again. It's a little bit like Boss Level with Frank Grillo. That's on Amazon at the minute if you want to go and watch that. That's another good movie. Anywho, while Top Gun and Mission Impossible star Tom is no stranger to action flicks and known for doing his own stunts and breaking his legs and ankles in the process, it was the first action film for Emily. According to the Times, the star explained to the Smartless podcast she got emotional on set while she was donning the tough costume. She said that we had to wear these enormous suits, which I think would have been great if we had CGI'd them, but we wanted to do it in a tactile way, which is always good. That's what I like to hear in movies. Practical effects. If you watched my latest video that I did on Extraction 2, the director and stunt coordinator Sam Hargrave loves practical effects. He loves to make things as real as possible. She continued with, when you hear the word tactile, you think that sounds nice and cozy. There was nothing cozy about these suits. It was like £85. It was so heavy. The first time I put it on, I started to cry. Tom didn't know what to do. He just stared at me and I was like, I know. I was like, Tom, I'm not sure how I'm going to get through to this shoot. She just started to cry and said, I'm feeling a bit panicky about the whole shoot. And attempting to defuse the situation, Tom went down the route of tough love. As Emily continued, he just stared at me for a long time, not knowing what to do. And he goes, come on, stop being such a pussy, okay? It appeared to work too, as the actress then laughed it off and managed to make her way through the scene. It's because she's an absolute legend, man. She's not scared of anything. She takes on roles that, like, she chooses. I did a video on what she hates about Hollywood, and that's like when it says strong female lead or strong tough woman or whatever, and she just rolls her eyes at that kind of script. But she's not afraid to get down and dirty. She's not afraid to get stuck in to the role, and she's not afraid to wear an £85 suit. And then Tom Cruise said, don't be a pussy, which appeared to work as the actress then laughed it off and managed to make her way through the scene. But the heavy-duty costume was no joke, with Emily explaining that she needed a male stunt double rather than a female one since it was so heavy. See, women do need men. All those women out there saying, I don't need no man, I don't need no male, I'm an independent woman, I can do whatever the hell I want. Yes, you do need men. Alright, because when it comes to lifting heavy shit, we are the guys to do it. And Emily's not afraid to admit that. I love her to bits. I think she's absolutely class. She's made some excellent movies as well. She's been in some, like, let's have a look, see what she's been in. She's got like 46 credits to her name. The English, that's on BBC at the minute. It's kind of a Western thing. She gets punched out in the first 5 minutes. She was in Jungle Cruise. She was great as Lily. I thought her character was great. I thought the movie was awful. Quiet Place Part 2, brilliant. Mary Poppins, haven't seen it. Quiet Place, the first Quiet Place, man. You talk about strong female women. She popped the kid out in a bath while there was a fucking monster in the corridor waiting to rip her face off. And she had to pop the kid out without making a sound. Because if she'd made a sound, that would have attracted the total arsehole waiting in the dark, in the shadows. Fucking hell, man. Who does that shit? She does. Because she's fucking rock hard. Huntsman, Winter's War. Never saw it. She played She played Creamy Freya. What? Queen Freya she played. Sicario. Oh my god, Sicario. Please tell me you've seen Sicario. It's one of the greatest action movies, drama. Just everything about it's great. It's got Josh Brolin in, and it's got Daniel Kaluuya. It's got Emily Blunt as Kate Mesa. And John Bernthal fucking nearly strangles her to death. And as they're on the floor, she's not doing flips and kicks and punching him out, because that's just not how it works. Just go and watch that film immediately. And then you've got Edge of Tomorrow, where she was carrying 85 pounds of metal and plastic around on her back, crushing her ribs and breaking her collarbones, just to get the story, just to get the role right, and to make it look good. Practical effects. And then she's doing a load of... She did Looper by, what do they call him? Ryan Cockwomble. It's his name, Ryan Johnson, Looper. And a whole host of other stuff. She's been in the industry for years. But she doesn't... Do you know what? She doesn't get on a pedestal and talk shit. She's not one of these activists. She doesn't talk down to people.
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time.
Look at her. She's feminine. She's a proper woman. And she's rock hard. And she's my favourite actress at the minute. Because all the rest are just a bunch of knobs. Sorry. Goes on to say... She even sustained injuries during filming, hurting her ribs and collarbone, while in the suit she continued that they are still dodgy 8 years on. Despite the pain it appears the blood, sweat and tears was worth it in the end. The movie grossed $370 million, which was more than twice its cost to make. Emily may be ready to get into the suit once more, as there are reports of a sequel too, with the actors confirming that they had been asked to do it previously, but struggled to align schedules. Yes, a sequel's been on the cards for a while. Like I said, it's nearly been a decade since that movie came out. What is it with these movies where they're waiting like 10, 15 years to make sequels? Come on, get your ass into gear. Although I haven't said that, Tom Cruise has just been like on a roller coaster of just movie after movie after movie after movie. And part of the reason why, I mean, look at what he's done. The guy's 60 years old and he's still doing things like doing Jack Reacher, Oblivion, Edge of Tomorrow 2014, like all of the Mission Impossible movies. You've got Rogue Nation, another Jack Reacher movie, The Mummy, American Made, the Barry Seal story, another excellent movie, Mission Impossible Fallout in 2018, Top Gun Maverick in 2022, because of the you-know-what, all the lockdowns and everything. It took a while for that movie to be released. He's got Mission Impossible 7 coming up that he's just finished filming. The guy's just unbreakable, but his schedule's been absolutely full on. These are like 4 and 5 month projects that he's taken on. It takes up half a year just to make a movie. So will he have time to make the second one? I don't know. Emily Blunt's the same. She's got a full on schedule. But I tell you what, it's gonna be like this is what we've got potentially to look forward to. Okay. If the go ahead after Tom Cruise makes his space movie, he's going to go to the International Space Station, isn't he? And shoot a movie there with Doug Liman, the guy who actually directed Edge of Tomorrow. So Liman's talking about making the movie, but it's just getting the schedules lined up. So if that comes off, that's going to be amazing. So that's something to look forward to. Alright, so this year we've got like Extraction 2, which I've just made a movie on. Chris Hemsworth movie. We've got Extraction 2 coming out. There's Indiana Jones due out this year. I'm not hopeful. National Treasure 3 might be on the cards. There's a script being written and people are interested in doing that. The Mummy 4, Brendan Fraser's already talked about it. Apparently and allegedly, Rachel Weisz and The Rock are actually on board, or they've signed something. There's talks of the Batman 2. I'm just going through videos that I've made. Avatar 2 is obviously, there's another 13 Avatar movies coming out. Top Gun, they were already, as soon as Top Gun was done and dusted, they were already in talks about Top Gun 3. Miles Teller and Tom Cruise sat down and had a chat about that. 28 months later, Danny Boyle, the script is ready. And Cillian Murphy's already said he's interested in coming back to reprise his role. John Wick 4's coming out this year. And then John Wick 5, whenever that's coming out. Nosferatu's on the cards. That's getting shot. There's a reboot of The Crow, which is in production. There's all sorts of stuff coming out. It's looking good as far as movies are concerned. Movies that I want to see. Hopefully. let's keep our fingers crossed. So anyway, carrying on with this, potentially dispelling the rumours that actors told Howard Stern, honestly, I think the movie is too expensive. I just don't know how we're going to do it, despite admitting that director Doug Liman and Tom were up for it. Yeah, potentially there is another chance for Emily Blunt to be a pussy. Don't be a pussy, Emily.
I'm not.
Be a pussy.
Of course you're not. You're a weapon.
Get your agent in touch with Tom Cruise's agent and let's get this thing together.
We're putting the band back together.
Let's get this movie made, because I think it's going to be absolutely awesome if they do another one of those. Anyway, Emily Blunt is no pussy. She's an absolute legend. She's a hero. Go and watch all of her movies immediately after watching this video. And thanks for watching the video. That's all I've got to say for now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.